Melting words. Alright. What kind of melting words? Ow! Oh, I knew this isn't something to be rushed. Sewing with the brilliant sunlight as my lighting is my daily routine these days. Incidentally, it is becoming a regular occurrence for me to prick my fingertips as a result of rushing things. At any rate, no matter how busy I am, the sewing work won't wait. I think this is the busiest time of my life. I lick my fingertip, where a bead of blood formed, and chuckle. Well, I'm happy if this helps out everyone from Roos as well. My schedule for the morning was a little tight due to a visit from the Roos women in the morning. Not just today, but the women visit me often these days. They're probably anxious due to the effects of the battle. And there's a strange feeling of tension among the Nasla men due to the draw outcome. Since war is looming, there's a growing sentiment among the men that they need to find a wife as soon as possible. You know what? It totally blew past my brain that that fight ended up in a draw because, like, Surin died, but Roos didn't get far enough into Nasla to rescue the women, so they obviously retreated. But I just, like, was so caught up in Surin died, Naran was injured, the interpersonal relationship stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess Roos had to retreat. Whoops. Oh, okay. Anyway, thanks game for bringing me back to Earth. Since war is looming, there's a growing sentiment among the men that they need to find a wife as soon as possible. They're hitting on women more fervently than before, sometimes forcefully. As the days go by, more and more people are asking me for advice. And for some reason, I never thought the day would come when a man would also ask me for relationship advice. Okay. It's not like I'm all that experienced in love myself. Really, all I can say is that they should back off from time to time. That is very good advice. Maybe because of the rumors that spread about the women coming to me for advice, people have got some strange preconceived notions about me. They seem to think that since I was the wife of the war god and has been married twice, I must be very skilled in matters of love. I mean, are they wrong? Well, I hope I'm contributing to public safety. But I can't let that keep me from my sewing work.
Isn't it about time you went back to just being my wife?
Jeez, don't scare me like that. I was lost in thought when suddenly Naran appeared in front of me. But apparently it was not so sudden, as Naran laughed and shrugged.
I didn't pop up out of nowhere. I knocked on the door a few times, but there was no answer at all.
Really? Sorry, how long did I keep you waiting?
I'm starting to get jealous of that sewing needle.
You're not so cute these days, Naran.
That's too bad.
Naran, smiling, doesn't look disappointed at all. Rather, he seems to be more at ease. Lately, when I look at him, I feel a buzz in my chest. He used to love me. When did I start to feel a different charm in that bright smile of his, which should have been the same as before? I feel like his childlike vibe has vanished as he recovered from Surin's death. The trouble now is, whenever he says, "my wife," my heartbeat races and I'm desperate to hide that.
Hey, why don't we go out for a bit?
But my work.
I'll help out when we return. That solves the problem.
But aren't you also busy? And you, sewing?
I used to mend bros things until you came along. I can handle it.
I see. Given how involved he is in military work now, it's easy to forget that he used to work under Surin. He can cook, sew, and do just about anything. He is a truly versatile husband. Yeah, you got quite the catch there, Naala. But then, shouldn't you use that time to get some rest?
For me, spending time with you is resting. So then let's go!
Ah! He immediately took away my sewing tools and pulled my hand away. I stood up unexpectedly and complained to Naran's back in a bit of a panic. Wait, Naran! At least give me time to get ready!
You're always beautiful, so you look fine as is.
You can't fool me with praise like that. But when he rubs me with his entwined fingers as if he is trying to soothe me, the stimulation transmitted from his hands causes my brain to stop thinking. My clenched hand was pulsing as if it had become my heart. Alright, what's with the impromptu outing? Where are we going?
You'll see when we get there.
He just smiles at me and for some reason doesn't answer my questions. He continues to walk without pause while trying to go along at my speed.
Ah, yeah. There's more people here than I thought.
When our palms were sweating, the pace of our steps slowed down. He reheld my hand a little tighter, as if to prevent us from getting separated. Ah, today is the day for the flower market. Today we have what is called the flower market, where flowers are put up for sale once a month. Looking around, I noticed that the usual market had become more showy than usual. Hey Naran, did you bring me here to buy flowers? Ow!
You okay?
As I stumbled in the unfamiliar crowd, Naran caught me as I turned around. My heart is pounding again deep in my chest. I'm worried that he can actually hear it. Moreover, the smell of Naran mixed with the aroma of flowers snatched my nostrils and seemed to melt me from the inside of my body.
Smells better than any flower.
Huh? I think he was smelling you too, girl. You guys just sniffing each other. I was just discreetly smelling Naran's scent, so I was worried that he'd found me out. Then, in my haste to move away, his lips came close to my ear and he spoke in a hushed voice.
The flower in my arms is the most beautiful in the world. Her gentle scent always soothes me.
It was just a whisper, but my ears extracted the sexiness on their own. And my knees almost gave out. Naala. I used to feel at ease when I was with him. His surprisingly strong arms, his smell, his warmth. Everything Naran shows me makes my body feel hot.
I'd love to hold you like this forever, but since we're here, let's walk around and look at the shops for a bit.
I hated him a little for releasing me easily. I was inadvertently about to show that on my face, but nodded largely to throw him off. Oh, yeah, I definitely agree.
There's a shop I'd like to take you to. This way.
When he took my hand, I feared that he might feel my intense palpitations, because now my palms are even sweating. Embarrassed, I tried to withdraw my hand, but Naran, looking back at me, laughed and tilted his head.
I just thought, since there's so many people, you don't want me touching you.
No. I was just surprised because you suddenly grabbed me.
I see. So, if it's not too abrupt.
He offered his hand to me. I hesitated, and he invited me with a gentle, calming voice.
Come, my wife.
As I timidly took his palm with mine, he gripped me deeper and tighter than before. Naran's fingers stroked mine one by one as if to confirm.
Okay, let's go.
His back seemed strangely one size larger as he walked away. After walking without pause for a while, we stopped in front of a flower shop. Beautiful flowers were laid out in a row under the tent, which was pleasing to look at. It's beautiful.
All the flowers they sell here are very rare.
Really? I've never seen anything like it.
Which one suits you?
Huh? Did we come here so you could give me one?
Yeah, but you don't want one.
But they're expensive.
Don't worry about money. Rather, I'd be sad if I couldn't do this for you.
With him looking at me so sadly, I couldn't refuse. Giving up on resisting, I nodded and felt honestly pleased with his suggestion. Naran's good with those, like, small, expressions of affection, like buying flowers, buying some jewelry. Good on him. Well, if you say so, who am I to say no?
Ah, but you can't look.
Hmm?
No looking. Come on, close your eyes.
Naran, who had begun to rummage through the flowers, indicated with his hand that he didn't want me to look at them, so I had no choice but to leave the shop first. After waiting for a while, Naran returned, looking satisfied.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
The beautifully wrapped flowers were turned face down, and I had no idea what color or shape they were. It seems he intends to keep them hidden until the right moment. He's stubborn in the weirdest ways.
Close your eyes.
Yeah. I suppress my desire to see them quickly and close my eyes. When I do, what feels to be Naran's fingers touch my cheek. He traces my cheekbones and strokes my ear. As I wriggle with ticklishness, his fingertips comb through my hair and move up and down as if enjoying the sensation.
Okay, it's done.
Did you put the flowers in her hair? Huh? I feel a slight weight around my ear. I gently touch it with my hand and a sweet scent wafts out. Did you put the flower in my hair? I could see that Naran had a bouquet of pure white flowers in his hand. There's an unnaturally vacant space, so he must have pulled a flower from there and put it in my hair. Aw, that's so sweet. I wish I could actually see it on her. They're beautiful flowers. Is it a kind of lily? No, stop! That's my favorite flower! Naran! Their sweet fragrance makes me smile.
I knew this would suit you. It's beautiful.
Ah, thanks.
Bro also liked this flower.
Is that so?
Yeah. It was back when I was on duty as a guard. I found this flower. It was so beautiful that I stopped and looked at it. Then Bro bought it for me. I tried to refuse, saying that I wasn't a woman and it was embarrassing. But Bro said, one day, when you find someone you love, buy these for her.
Aww, that is so sweet. Love. My heart beat loudly at his words. Even if he didn't love me romantically, I was so happy to hear him say those words that I almost burst into tears. How could he mean anything other than that? Girl!
It's been a long time since then.
Naran.
I received the scepter of love from Bro. It was from him that I learned the feeling of wanting to protect someone. To repay that favor, I'll protect you for him.
For Surin. So Naran married me out of his guilt for Surin after all. Even still, I'm disgusted at my own weakness that I want to be with him. I sensed a hint of tears and put my feelings behind me before my thoughts went too deep. Even if he protects me, it is not enough to make our dreams come true. We vowed to change the world together. I can't just be protected. I have to fight. This is far too heavy a goal for one person to take on alone. Naran. I call out his name in order to tell him my decision. Naran turned around, and when our eyes met, he smiled kindly and waited for me. I just don't want to be protected. I want to protect you too. If you go down a steep path, then I will be the sword that wards off the thorns. While I was talking about my decision, I seemed to have unknowingly clutched Naran's clothes. Gently, he opened my stiffened clutch. Naran's fingers slid through the unraveling, and finally his fingers intertwined with mine.
I know. We will always be together.
Yeah. I wonder what Naran's thinking when he touches me in this way. He's so much calmer than he used to be, which makes me nervous as I can't get a read on how he feels. My heart was racing like it was about to break, but all I could feel was compassion in Naran's smile. I guess the love I feel and the love Naran feels are two different things now. A gentle, peaceful time, and mixed up in that a fake marriage. This interaction, though based on a mask, creates a sweet vibe that torments me to the point of making me think that it's true. Yeah, I feel really bad for Naala. Like, she's just in this awful spot. Like, I know what Naran's doing. Because, like, he can't go forward with his feelings after what happened with Surin. Like, I think he's decided to put Naala in this box of, like, she's bro's wife forever, and the only way I can find atonement is to, like, take care of her in just, like, a purely, I don't even know what the right word is I'm looking for, but just, like, he's not, like, his feelings aren't involved. He's treating her kindly, but he's, like, trying not to actually satisfy his feelings anymore because he's like, this is why Surin died and caused all this mess. And it's just so frustrating. I don't know how we're gonna, like, chip through this mask, but hopefully slowly we can. I can't give up on Naran, having come this far. Come to think of it, I'd like to buy something for everyone in the residence. Can we do a little shopping? I felt like sinking into dark thoughts, and I forced myself to turn my mind upward. But after saying the request, I remembered that Naran had taken time out of his busy schedule to come with me. Sorry. I'm being selfish.
Not at all. If you consider that being selfish, I welcome it. I'd be happier, though, if you were thinking about shopping for yourself.
I'm fine as is. I don't need to ask for anything selfish.
Really? You say that now, but don't go regretting it later.
Ooh, yes. Top one all day, every day. Yep. No. As long as you're here, that's all that I need.
Huh?
What? I wondered if I said something wrong. Naran's face suddenly became so serious, which made me ask a series of questions out of worry. What's wrong? Did I say something to upset you?
It's nothing.
Maybe I'm relying on you too much.
No. I wish you'd rely on me more. But what you said just now was a little heartbreaking.
Why?
It would be bad if I got the wrong idea.
Wrong idea?
Could the wrong idea perhaps be right?
I only say what I mean. I tilt my head slightly as I have no idea where Naran could be getting the wrong idea from.
Sorry. Don't mind me.
I said and smiled, and Naran took my hand again and started walking. While staring at his back as he goes ahead of me, I quietly indulge myself in the warmth in my palm. I wish we could stay connected, like this, all the time. I sigh to myself. I wish my foolish expectations would vanish along with my breath. I really did think so.
Good to be home.
Thank you, Naran. It was good to spend time together for the first time in a while. Upon returning home after stopping by the residence, the room was tinted orange. As I sit by the window watching the setting sun, I think back to how everyone looked earlier. You know, when you go there, everyone gets all worked up.
When I go?
You haven't noticed? You're very popular among the ladies.
That's not the case. Everyone is waiting for you.
It is actually the case, which is why I'm worried. I felt a burning sensation deep in my chest and said something I didn't intend to. Oh, Lord! Ah, the jealousy is so strong in this root. Naran, are you interested in any of the women? All of the Roos women are good-natured and hard-working. I'm his wife now, but it's just a fake marriage, and someday it will come to an end. Every time I felt happy, this reality weighed heavy on my heart. Hmm?
I think they're all lovely ladies, but I'm not interested.
I see. But I'm certain that he will leave me someday. It's because our relationship now is one formed out of loyalty to Surin.
By the way, how do you feel about today?
How do I feel?
Did you have fun?
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Thanks to you.
I haven't really done anything to get thanked for. But if you say so, then perhaps I'll claim my reward.
Reward?
Yeah, sleep in my arms.
What?
No?
Sleeping in his arms doesn't seem like much of a reward.
Depends what kind of sleeping he means.
Besides, we haven't slept in the same bed since the inspector came. At that time, I felt like my heart was going to burst, and I was terrified, sleeping in his arms, that he'd figure out how I felt. I untied my hair, pretending to change clothes, and walked away. Oh, Naran, if you're tired, you can go ahead to bed without worrying about me. Ah! I let out a loud scream, surprised at the sudden reversal of my field of vision. I found myself lying on the bed with Naran on top of me. In other words, he'd pushed me down onto the bed. Not this again. Naran?
Please.
His serious voice strikes my earlobe.
You did this with Bro, right?
That's... I felt a small thorn in the end of my words and was puzzled. I looked up at Naran, but I could not read any emotion from his nearly expressionless face. Naran? Instead of a reply, his face comes closer and my thoughts are confused. At that moment, a kiss from some time ago passed through my mind and my cheeks became hot all at once. Wait!
Here we go.
I tried to turn my face away in a panic, but when I did, my head was lifted and Naran's arm slipped between me and the mattress. Apparently, Naran's wishes were being granted as I was put into his arms. I wanted to bite my lip at his lead-in, which I felt was intentional.
Naala.
He calls my name at a distance where his lips may or may not touch the nape of my neck. My skin felt even his faintest breath, and my whole body was awestruck.
Are you nervous?
More than just sleeping in his arms, I was pretty much being embraced by him. With his face buried in my neck, Naran stroked my back to relieve the tension.
It's okay. I won't do anything.
Naran's hands cupped my cheeks. I flinched with embarrassment and gasped for breath as his hold on me gradually became tighter and tighter. Naran, this is a bit tight.
I know.
You're mean.
Well, this is payback.
For what?
What do you think?
It was rare for him to reply using wordplay like this. With a resigned sigh, I quietly settled into his arms. For how long do you intend for us to...
Until I'm satisfied.
When will that be?
This is my reward, so hang in there a bit longer. Ah. How wonderful would it be to sleep like this until morning?
I'm keenly aware of every second. It'd be torture to stay like this until morning. My heart can't take it. I wouldn't be able to sleep.
Why? You did with Bro.
You and Surin are different. At that moment, Naran, who looked terribly hurt, looked up. Hey.
That's true, huh?
By the time I'd realized my verbal mistake, he'd already let go of me. You dummy! What have you done? What have you done, Naala? No, Naran, that's not what I meant.
Good night.
He finally did, like, a hint of a move, and you blew it! I jumped off the bed in a hurry to chase after him, but the door was closed just in front of me. I put my hand on this heartless obstacle and slide down. You and Surin will never be the same. My tears obscure the field of vision, and I cannot clearly see my hands on the floor. That's because I love Naran in a different way. Interesting. It's interesting she puts it that way. It implies that she loved Surin, but in a different way. Because the way everything was worded was like, he was my best friend, we were allies, blah, blah, blah. But maybe, like, during the grieving process, she's like, you know, I did love him in a certain way. Pain. This is just pain, though. Naran. I choked back a sob and curled up on the floor. The words, with no one to throw them at, melted into the air and disappeared. Finally, the morning came, after a mostly sleepless night. See, if you're gonna have a sleepless night anyway, you might as well have been held in the arms of Naran. I squint my puffy eyes in the dazzling morning sun. No one likes being compared to someone else. Regret has been swirling around in my head since last night. The more I tried to sleep, the more I saw Naran's sad face keeping me awake. I have to apologize to Naran. But apologies need reasons and explanations, and then I'd have to explain the emotions contained in those words. For Naran, my feelings must be nothing more than a burden. Even so, I still have to apologize to him. I was completely unprepared, but I stepped out with renewed determination. He's usually training in the garden around this time. Naran trains his sword skills early in the morning every day before going to the military. Taking a guess and peeking out there, as expected, I found him out there swinging his sword. I followed the beads of sweat running over his supple muscles with my eyes and fall in love with him for a brief moment. Now is not the time for this. Girl cannot control her thirst. You have a very important apology to make, Naala. I scold myself and walk up to him. Naran turned around when he noticed my footsteps, and I almost stopped breathing as soon as our eyes met. Trying to look calm, I consciously relaxed my tense facial muscles. Good morning, Naran.
Good morning.
Apparently, he's not angry anymore. Seeing his soft smile, I was about to apologize when...
I'm sorry about yesterday. Leaving so suddenly and all.
No, I'm the one. He turned the tables on me with his apology, causing the words I was about to say to get stuck in my throat. With his words having murdered my momentum, and as I tried to speak up, he turned around as if busy.
Sorry, I've got an early start this morning. I'm probably going to finish late tonight, so you should go on to sleep.
The topic was blatantly dropped, and I was stunned to see Naran's back as he ran off. Oh, isn't this just peachy? It's as if he doesn't want me to touch him. Do you not even want to talk to me anymore? Once again, regret weighs heavy on my head and heart. I could just fall to the ground and cry. This is not the time to be wishy-washy. Even if a sham, we are a married couple, so we can't be so awkward around each other. I slapped my cheek with my palm to rouse my body and soul, which was about to sink into the ground.